Buku. Let's go get him again.
Welcome back to the Robezoid channel. I'm your host Mark, and 2010 vibes over here. Early 20s Mark. If you remember that, comment below. We got the old school curio cabinets back in the back end here. I'm going to utilize this new background for my sampling samples and some other videos. Don't worry, I still have, of course, the beautiful blue ones that kind of look like Bleu de Chanel bottles. All those curio cabinets are on the side here. That you'll see those videos, but yeah, 2010 vibes here. You know, more than a decade later, and here I am. So you got new school Mark here with an old school background. So today's sample is on the brand of Armani, and we're looking at one of the latest flankers to the Stronger With You family, called Stronger With You Amber. So what they're utilizing with this Middle Eastern exclusive line for Stronger With You is pretty obvious. They're starting to use certain notes. Actually, as of today's shoot, I have seen that they are going to be releasing a tobacco flanker. I'll put the picture somewhere around her. And so we already know what the next one on the line is going to be. It's going to be a tobacco-based versus the oud, the leather, and this amber one. But I am getting ahead of myself here, as we need to sniff this amber first in this video. It is your subscribers' choice, so merci beaucoup. Thank you very much to everybody that voted. It was a fairly close affair too, so Amber did squeak in as the winner, so we're gonna have one replace that in next week's choices. So the one thing about the Stronger With You family is, if you're a diehard subscriber of my channel, you have seen me unbox the oud this year. I've unboxed the Absolutely, Intimately, and the leather is on my shelf ready to be unboxed, and the freeze also. I don't have the only one, the only Stronger With You only, so that's the one that I'm missing. And of course I'm missing this amber one, and now in the future it's going to be the tobacco one. So as far as my experience in 2023 with the Stronger With You line, I am a fan of Stronger With You. Like, I'm not, you know, these aren't going to be 10 out of 10 fragrances, at least in my early journey with the Stronger With You line. I like the original Eau de Toilette, and the flankers have minor differences to them. Some good, like a little more prominent, but I feel like the changes are very minimal to some of them. You know, after a while, the redundancy starting to show up a little bit in that collection, in my personal opinion. A lot of these flankers in the designer realm can have that. It gets redundant. So let's delve into this one. Let's go under the hood. Let's take a look at some stats on this one. Released, it was this year in 2023. Concentrations Eau de Parfum. Nose is the nose that is behind the Stronger With You lineup. C'est Cécile Maton. Did a good job with the Stronger With You line. I can't complain. Big notes in this one. Well, this one is a structure note breakdown that we're getting used to now, is a 3-note breakdown. They don't give us anything. They just want to tell us, okay, well, this is an ambery scent, so you're going to get amber, vanilla, and then you're going to get lavender. So, and that's important. The note breakdown is telling me a lot here. I'm going, okay, what am I going to get? So let's sniff this one out. I am wearing it as my scent of the day. I got a little decant here from a website that I don't remember which website I got this from. But anyway, we are going to kill this little decant. I think she's done. Launching. Didn't break. Now, immediately, this flanker reminds me of the Stronger With You DNA. You can blindfold me easy, and I get it right away. I'd say Stronger With You Armani. Which one? Oh, now that's that would be an issue. Now this one is personally is missing the flavor. And what do I mean by that is, a lot of the better Stronger With You flankers have something that sets it apart from the rest of them. And even the original, that chestnut piece, is something that you want to grab onto. It's really unique. Without that, you're missing a lot. I feel like the appeal of Stronger With You would be gone, actually. Unfortunately, with this release, that chestnut piece is a huge void in this release, so you're losing that. If it's here, it's very minimal. I got I think 3 or 4 wearings out of that little decant. It's actually fairly generous decant. And I really was missing a lot of the flavors, and I mean like things that really made the Stronger With You, the ones that I really grasp over, it was missing that. And we're gonna get to that. I think this is one of the poorer Stronger With You releases. Let's get into it. Now let's start it off with the big elephant in the room, the amber. Of course, this is what this particular release is based upon. The vanillic tendencies in this release, which is an amber, will keep growing, which makes all kinds of sense. So you're gonna get that tendency up top, but it's gonna get stronger and stronger, no pun intended, in the back end. So it's a big piece here in the opening, but it's gonna be the bulk of your mid to deep dry down. Now the one thing I noticed right away was lavender in this release. Oh yeah, and it's front and center. You can't miss it. If you miss it, nose broken. Right away, initially I get a heavy lavender note. Now the lavender is a pretty basic lavender. Doesn't smell like dryer sheets to me. Huge plus. I feel like the recent lavender designer releases are much better at making lavender smell less like a cleaning product, less like a dryer sheet to me. It really is starting to be a better lavender note. I'm starting to notice that in the past 5 to 6 years in perfumery, I think they're utilizing something else as a lavender. So the lavender note is met with that vanilla. So my mind went straight away to, hey, who's the nose behind this? Quentin Bish makes this sense, because that's where it brought me to. I had to double check the nose on this one. It's really familiar to his vanillic fog lavender combo that he's been utilizing. He utilized it in, of course, the Le Male, the newest Le Male. Of course, lavender is a big piece, and so is vanilla in Le Male. So I don't blame him on that. That's a big piece of Le Male DNA. Also utilized it in the 1 million flankers. So straight away, this flanker, the Stronger With You flanker, lost me at this point because of this. It really felt like, and I've been testing the Quentin Bish vanilla lavenders like recently, so it really just brought me to that, like that whole idea, like, oh God, this is really like mass market vanilla lavender thing. Now, it is warm, it is comforting, like those type of scents, like even the Stronger With You line, it's very comforting, it's warming, and the aromatic qualities of the lavender kind of is a nice touch to these comforting scents, because it makes the sweet density of the releases much less. It muffles it up, and it makes these fragrances much more versatile, in my opinion. However, at this point, it makes this flanker not unique at all. It smells like everything else that has been released in 2023, 2022 that have this vanillic lavender combo, and it really reminded me of Bish, like 100%. It's not, his vanilla is a lot more screechy than this, so this actually is a little better in the vanillic quality, but the back end is just a fog in this release, and we're going to get into that. Of course, there's some cardamom, there's some spices that are not listed in the note breakdown. I do smell cardamom, and I do smell a cinnamon quality here that are not listed notes, but it does have some spicy elements up top, and I get those up top. The introduction of this release is very much more less basic, more interesting. It is the, can I say, almost the least interesting of the Stronger With You line that I've smelt. So up top, this Stronger With You DNA is there. It is there. But honestly, in the opening of this release, which is the more unique part of this release, it isn't different enough to warrant a blind buy, because a lot of you out there are not in the Middle East. This is not going to be sold in North America. You're going to have to go to a discounter. You're going to have to blind buy this, unless you buy decant like I did. Unless you're a collector, then you're okay with that. You just want to finish your collection. At this point, the eau de toilette is smelling much better than this. The originator is smelling much better than this. So now going into the mid and the deeper dry down, the scent starts getting some powdery aspects from that, of course, that vanillic ambery thing. So keep that in mind. It's not a huge powdery aspect, but it is there, and it works really well with, of course, lavender. Reminds me a little bit of Le Male in that way. The interesting pieces like nuttiness, they're not here. And the other flankers had something to offer And this one right now is not offering it. There's nothing to my nose that this particular release is offering that is a little better or leaps ahead better that I would go, okay, I'll blind buy this, I'll purchase this. And it is going at a premium price here in North America at discounters for reasons, obviously, you can't get it. So you start losing the spices here in the mid. It's lavender centric with vanilla in the back end. The ambery glow itself, very minimal. It gives the scent a little brownish hue, but it's not a very good amber to my nose, as it's just a generic vanilla touch, no real resinous quality, no balsamic qualities to see here. And again, for a Middle Eastern release, if you're gonna make a good amber, I'm waiting for that. Like even a syrupy, dark, really rough and tumble amber would be nice in the back end of this. It smells like Bish backed up his vanilla dump truck on Stronger With You and washed away most of the interesting parts. At this point, it's just a vanillic scent, not a very good one, I might add. And again, I don't hold any punches on new releases like this. I'm not like all the influencers that got this and released their videos all at the same time. Now, I'm not here to sell you this release, especially blind buy. This thing's a blind buy and it's expensive. So overall, it seems like all the interesting parts of Stronger With You in this particular release was removed. Now, the other flankers had something to add, while this one removed more than it actually added. What it added wasn't interesting, and that's the issue here. So we are left here with honestly a stripped down Stronger With You eau de toilette with more vanillic nuances, sweetness, which again, amber, yes, that is what it can smell like. I'm not saying that it's not an ambery release. It is. It's not an interesting ambery release, but it reminded me of a 1 million flanker, to be quite honest. You know, you got that cinnamon touch up top, you got that vanillic back end. It's missing is that orange, basically, and you're in. It smells like Quentin Bish did this release. That's what it smells like. This is not a Middle Eastern exclusive to my nose. I would never release that. If I was in the Emporio Armani office, I would say, you're gonna release this? Middle Eastern? No, get that out of here. But again, I'm just a fragrance reviewer. Now let's get into seasons, day, night, versatility, performance. Seasons, this is good for fall and winter. Day or night, more of a nighttime scent personally, and it does have that Stronger With You DNA that I think is better. Like it is a good, Stronger With You DNA can be used as just a casual wear during the day, especially in the cooler months. Versatility, I feel like fairly average. It really slots into what all these Stronger With Yous will give you. This gives you less, and then that's what I'm going with. It has a premium price attached to it. Like you can get the eau de toilette for much cheaper than this. You can get the older flankers for much cheaper than this, and I know the other ones, the Intensely among others, and are getting discontinued in the US, so their price is actually going to be going up. But the versatility is there. Performance, it's an okay performer. It's not a great one. Longevity gave me 6 to 8 hours with average projection. So performance, it's not the better, Stronger With You as far as performance. And I feel like this type of DNA, I do want it to, have more than average projection. I do want it to have a little more oomph to it. And this one, not that it fell, it didn't fall flat. This is not a 3 to 5 hour fragrance. It gives you still 6 to 8 hours with average projection. So it's pretty good, but I wanted more. So on to my final thoughts on this one, and if you live in North America, you'll pay a premium price to get your hands on this. And not only that, but it's not available here, so you're blind buying for the most part. And, I think this is the first Stronger With You release that I'll say isn't good enough for me. And I'm not saying like the other ones are awesome. They're not 10 out of 10s, they're not. They're very good. A good, cozy, comfortable fall-based scents that a guy that likes sweet scents like me, I can, and tolerate's not the right word, but I like them. I'm not in love with them, but I like them, and I'll wear them from time to time. But this one right here didn't give me anything. It competes versus the new 1 million flankers. It competes with the new Le Male Elixir. At least those you can test in North America. This one you can't. You're gonna have to pay 10 bucks, 15 bucks to some decanter to get just a little bit of decant like I did. And you know, is that worth it? The lavender and vanilla combo isn't worth the exclusive price. Blind buy risk. I always like, as a reviewer, just kind of look at the scope of this. The only real reason you'd buy this, it's not for the ambery glow. You can get way better, like I mean way better than that, than this particular release. This isn't exclusive worthy. It is a mass market release with an inflated price tag and an exclusive sticker on the box. That's pretty much what this is. This is a letdown. It is a letdown. So if I had to give it a score out of 10, you know, there's the positives with the negatives. I've said a lot, and again, not all bad. There's good performance, not great performance, but good, you know, suitable. You know, the things that are bad, I feel like it doesn't have the personality, like I said. Stronger With You DNA, I feel like basically all the flankers I've smelled, I think this would be in last place of all the ones I've smelled. Like I've smelled the original. The original's better. I like that chestnut note. It's not here, so it removed that. Intensely, absolutely. Both have something to bring to the table. The oud, same thing. And then the leather, you know, I'm gonna get to that one. I'm assuming that one's probably pretty good. We'll see, but yeah, this one, I'm gonna give it 6 bottles out of 10. There is some good things about it, but then I gotta keep thinking exclusive, pricing, things like that. So I'm putting it all together, meld it all together. It smells good, but man, if you already own Stronger With You, why buy this? Either you're finishing a collection or you're just new to the fragrance game and you're biting on all these influencers that are selling you this stuff. 6 out of 10 for me, just not good enough for the Stronger With You lineup. You can do better. So at the end of the day, now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. And again, you don't have to agree with me. I say right now it's the weakest one. I hear the Stronger With You only is the weakest one of the bunch. I don't know. That's what I've heard through the grapevine. Don't shoot me. I don't know. I haven't smelt it. Not really that curious on it. I might get it. We'll see. But I'd love to see your comments, what you think about it, especially the ones that did blind buy this, because I know a lot of you must have from the one discounter that gave bottles to everybody. So as always, a greater pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your Stronger With You flanker wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube.